This conversation is powered by Google Illuminate. Check out illuminate.google.com for more. So, we've got a real doozy of a topic today, a real head-scratcher. It's about the Department of Justice and Google. The title alone is a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? And it's all about a proposal from the DOJ that's causing quite a stir.
Stir's an understatement. This proposal could really shake things up, you know?
It's a massive intervention, potentially impacting everything from search to Android.
Wow, that's a wide net. Let's dive in. So, what exactly is the DOJ proposing? It sounds pretty drastic.
They're suggesting some pretty radical changes to how Google operates, going far beyond what the court initially ordered. It's about search distribution agreements, but it impacts way more than just that.
Like what?
Well, they want to force the sale of Chrome and potentially Android. That's a huge deal.
That's a big chunk of Google's business.
What else? They also want access to user search queries. That raises serious privacy concerns. Imagine handing over your personal searches to, who knows who.
That's a huge privacy red flag. What about the security implications?
Exactly. Forcing the sale of Chrome and Android could create security vulnerabilities, leaving millions of users exposed. It's scary.
That's terrifying. It sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It's not just about security, though. The proposal could also stifle innovation, especially in AI.
How so? AI seems to be the future.
The DOJ's proposal could significantly impact Google's AI investments, which are already substantial. It could chill innovation across the board, big time.
So less progress in AI, that's a setback for everyone.
Absolutely. And it's not just Google that would suffer. Other companies, like Mozilla, rely on Google's search placement agreements.
So it's a ripple effect.
Exactly. The DOJ's proposal could harm smaller companies that depend on Google's services. It's a domino effect.
It sounds like a domino effect with potentially devastating consequences.
It's a very broad, sweeping proposal that could have unintended consequences. Lots of them.
This sounds like a massive case of government overreach.
It is. The proposal includes a technical committee with significant power over Google's operations. That's a lot of control for the government to have. Way too much.
That's concerning. It sounds like they're trying to micromanage Google's technology.
Precisely. And that level of control could stifle innovation and competition.
What's Google's plan to counter this?
They're planning to file their own proposals and make their case against the DOJ's demands. It's going to be a long battle.
A long and potentially costly one, I imagine.
Absolutely. The stakes are incredibly high.
What's the court's take on all this?
The court has acknowledged Google's high-quality search engine and its widespread use. But the DOJ's proposal seems to go beyond the court's initial decision.
So the court might not even agree with the DOJ's extreme measures?
That's a possibility. It's still early in the process and a lot can change.
You mentioned the technical committee earlier. Can you give us a concrete example of how this overreach would manifest?
Sure. The DOJ wants Google to add not one, but 2 choice screens before accessing Google search on a Pixel phone. The design of these screens would be dictated by the committee. Can you believe that?
That's insane. It's like they're trying to make it deliberately inconvenient for users.
Exactly. It's a clear example of how this proposal could negatively impact the user experience.
What are the broader implications of this for consumers and the U.S. as a whole?
This could seriously harm American consumers, developers, and small businesses. It could also jeopardize America's global technological leadership. It's a big deal.
So it's not just about Google, it's about the entire tech landscape in the U.S.
Precisely. It's a much bigger issue than just one company.
So what's the next step in this whole saga?
Google will be presenting their counterproposals next month, and the full case will play out next year. It's going to be a long and complex legal battle.
It certainly sounds like it. This is a huge deal with far-reaching consequences.
Absolutely. The outcome will have a significant impact on the tech industry and consumers worldwide.
Why should our listeners pay attention to this case?
Because the outcome will directly affect their online experience, their privacy, and the future of technological innovation in the U.S. It's a crucial case to follow, really. It's a battle for the future of the internet, really.
That was a great discussion. Thanks for breaking down this complex issue for us. It's clear this is a story to keep an eye on.